everybody. It's Lindsay from the Checkered Pony. I'm checking in. It's been, I think, about 2 weeks since my last podcast, and I warned you that that might be the case because I had family coming into town, and I did, and it was amazing just to have my sister and my brother-in-law here for about a week. My sister and I were able to go out on a sister date to the Michael Bublé concert, which was fabulous, and just out to dinner, and we took them all over the coast. We were here in the Pacific Northwest, and it was just a fabulous time of family and fun. But I'm back now. It's back to the real life and the real world, but it's nice to be back. I'm happy to be here with you all again. And I have some pretty interesting things to show you today. So to start off, I'm going to jump into this real fast. I do not want to take long today. I told you in my last podcast that I would show you the other Rafas Hat, Rafas hats that I had made. I showed you the first one that I made, and I made 2 others. One of them I actually sold to someone, and then this one I have kept because I just really liked it. But I made this one, and this is made out of Lorna's laces, and I cannot remember if the colorway or the base is called Haymarket. I think it's the base that's called Haymarket, and then the colorway was called a Lookbook. And this colorway came from, not Darn Good Yarn, it came from Knit Crate. Sorry, I just made another video a minute ago. Knit Crate carried this colorway last year, I think, is when I got it. And so I don't think it's available anymore, sorry, but this is Rafas Hat in this colorway, and I told you this knit up with some crazy color pooling. I just thought this was so cool, and so I love to wear this hat. Some people do not care for this like dramatic color pooling, but I thought it was so much fun because it reminded me of a geode. Now, I've had this one since I was a little girl. I bought this, I think, in Arizona when we were on a family vacation. But the way that the colors all just, you know, are built on top of each other, I loved that look, and that's exactly what this reminded me of. Just those colors and the waves of color all through there. So, Rafas Hat, I'll put a link to the pattern on Ravelry in the description below. And then this is what I had left. I had 100 grams of this, and I still have this amount. So I don't really know what I can use this for. That's what makes me crazy. And I certainly didn't want to make this any longer. Already when I put this on, it's very, very slouchy. And again, I wore a ponytail today, so I can't even show you. But it's long enough, though, that I can flip up the brim and wear it as a tighter beanie, and it fits nicely against my head. So you can wear it slouchy, or you can fold it up into a beanie, a little bit tighter on your head. But still, not sure what to do with all of my extra. But that's okay. It's not a bad problem to have. Okay, so my whips. Y'all, I'm flying through this stuff today. Okay, I will show you the very small amount of progress I've made on my Cozy Memories blanket. Again, having family in town, I didn't really spend a lot of time knitting. I think there was only 2 or 3 times that I actually sat down to knit when they were here. I took knitting with me in the car when we were driving around, but then I never picked it up because I was enjoying their company. You know, I enjoy my knitting, but I really wanted to focus on my family. So I've only finished, I think, 1 section, and then I've started in on another one. So here is my Cozy Memories blanket thus far. Ooh, make sure I'm all in there. So it's coming along, slow but steady. I still haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do with it. We'll have to see. I had intended it for someone, and if that works out, yay! If not, it's honestly the perfect colors for my kids. And I have this in my fabulous project bag by Studio in the Green that I got from when I was on the Rose City Yarn Crawl this year. have my, oh, it's upside down, my lovely enamel pin. She wants to take a nap. There we go. That I picked up from Blizzard Yarn and Fiber. So that's that. Off to my next one. After I take a sip of coffee. Man, I've got something itchy on my back. Now, for my last podcast, I showed you my progress that I had made with my Like a Cloud cardigan by Joji Locatelli. It's a Joji Locatelli pattern. And I was inspired to start working on it again. So I picked it up and I was knitting away. And I made a mistake. I missed a row somewhere in the pattern. I missed it. And the problem with this particular stitch pattern was that missing that one row sent me into pretty much knitting inside out. So the section that I had done was beautiful, but then the section that I had now added on was completely backwards, like inside out. And that was not going to work for me. So, and I had gone on probably double the amount that I had. I had gone several inches like that. So it's not like I could just tink back a couple stitches. And I hadn't put in a lifeline to frog all the way back. And it was such a large amount of stitches, I wasn't comfortable. I didn't really want to try to frog all the way back that and then try to pick up each of those stitches. It was like 130 some odd stitches. So I pulled her all apart. I completely frogged all the way back to ground zero. But I loved it so much. I loved how it felt so much. I am going to do it again. And I have such a fair stash of this Shalimar yarn in Love and Happiness, this one colorway from Knit Crate, that I need to use it. I want to use it to make something like a sweater. I don't have enough of a lot of my yarns to have a sweater amount, but this particular yarn I do, so I really feel like I need to use it to make a sweater, and that, like, I think the Like a Cloud is going to be perfect. And I have it in my beautiful yarn bowl. It's just waiting for me to come back. I have my needles all ready to go. I mean, it is just sitting here waiting for me. I just have to finish a few other little things first. Now, also in my last podcast, I told you how I had started making a sock. And I got about halfway through the sock and it fell apart. And so I had to pull the whole thing apart. But I was going to try it again. Well, talking to you guys about it, again, really just kind of pushed me to pick it up and try again. But I decided I wanted to push myself even further. And I was going to learn how to knit socks 2 at a time so that I didn't have to suffer from the second sock syndrome. So last year I received a huge stash enhancement from a fellow knitter. I have a video on my channel about the very generous gift from Miss Carol. She gave me all of her yarn, all of her needles, all of her books, all of her projects, all of her whips. I mean, everything. It was just bags and boxes packed full of delicious yarny knitting goodness. But one of the things that she gifted me was a book, and it is the Toe Up 2 at a Time socks, which also was appealing to me because I know that when you're knitting toe up, you can actually try the socks on as you knit them. And you know, if it looks like you're running out of yarn, you can just kind of cut them short. Where starting from the cuff down, you kind of have to play a little bit of yarn chicken, or yeah, yarn roulette. So starting from the toe up seemed very appealing. I love this book. This book has really, she takes you through the steps very clearly. There are, there's pictures, color pictures, and diagrams. These are the patterns. Let me get you to the, like, actually showing you the, you know, anatomy of a sock. And then going through each little step of everything, it was very helpful for me. There were only a couple times that I was a little bit stumped on one or two things, and I looked it up on YouTube. Yay, YouTube! But keep in mind, this was 2 weeks ago. I picked up my Knitology hank of yarn from, again, Knit Crate, and this was last month's March. I think it was the March Knit Crate, and the colorway was Titmouse. It was 75% merino, 15% silk, 10% cashmere. Now I realize this is probably not the best blend for socks, but my intention had been to make a pair of baby socks. Well, not really knowing what I was doing, I cast on and I started knitting away, and these socks were a little bit larger than I had anticipated. So they're actually the perfect size for my 3-year-old. So he is now going to get some socks, but they are just about finished. And they are inside out, so they look a little wonky. Maybe I can, here, I'm going to slide one of these over, and I'll flip it the right way so you can see it. And y'all, I am just beyond excited right now because I have knit a set of socks. I did it. I finally did socks. And I'm on the, just the, what's it called? The sock band, the brim, the sock, what is that? I'm almost done. These are your socks. He knows. He's tried them on several times. Again, knitting from the toe up, it's so nice because he can try them on, and they are, yeah, I know you love them. They're so soft. Well, there's cashmere and silk in here. Yeah, hold on, okay? I'll let you try them on in a minute. They're almost done. So I just have the ribbing at the top. There we go. And then these will be off the needles and a complete project. 2 socks, a full set. So it's been challenging, but it's been so much fun. I can't wait. I feel like now that I've gotten my first set of socks almost done, and I fully intend to have these finished in the next few days, and then I can show them to you completed on my next podcast. But I'm quite proud of myself, and I still have in each hank probably enough to make another pair. So I can probably still make a tiny little pair of baby socks. Just make them a little smaller. I didn't know. I didn't know. But they're quite fun. All right, so I don't know if you were surprised to see those. I'm honestly shocked to have them on my needles. Shh, Quinn, just a minute. I showed you my book. I showed you my socks. The other stash enhancement that I've gotten recently, I just loaded up another video on my channel. You can check it out. I'm not going to go into it in too much detail here, but I purchased a Darn Good Yarn knit kit. It's a DIY unicorn. Not going to try this word, but knit and crochet starter kit. Quinn, please stop. Okay, go play. So it comes with all of the yarn, it comes with the instructions, it comes with a, the darning needle and a crochet hook. But if you're a knitter, you will need your own DPNs, just FYI. But I was able to get this just with the points that I had saved up on Darn Good Yarn, so I actually didn't pay anything for this. So it was nice to be able to see something so cute and be able to just pick it up. All right, so there's that. Now, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean stash enhancement. That's the beginning of my stash enhancement. Please. While my family was in town, I told you we took trips up and down the coast, and of course I had to see if there were any yarn shops along the way, and there were. Oh my goodness, I found the most precious yarn store on the coast. It's in Cannon Beach. It's called Coastal Yarns, Cannon Beach, Oregon, and I cannot wait to go back. Oh my goodness, I had so much fun in that shop. I picked up 1 hank of yarn, and I limited myself to just one so that I can actually have a reason to go back. I mean, I would go back anyway, but it's actually their yarn, Coastal Yarns. These are their colorways. It's in Cannon Beach, Oregon, and the yarn is called Sneaker Waves, and the colorways are just beautiful. I picked this specific one because it is called Haystack Rock. And Haystack Rock, if you have seen the movie The Goonies, it's one of my favorite movies. Haystack Rock is that big giant rock from the movie. And Haystack Rock is at Cannon Beach. It was just down the street from this yarn shop. And so we actually went walking on the coast and we took pictures with Haystack Rock in the background, and I mean, it was just beautiful. I'll see if I can load some pictures at the end of this video, because every day that we went out I wore a different shawl that I've knit, and so it was just such a wonderful week. But there were other colorways, like there was one colorway called Gooниeville that I want to get. There was one called Bruce's Candy Kitchen, which is a fantastic candy store in Cannon Beach. It's my favorite one. But I went ahead and I got Haystack Rock because that was kind of the focal point of that trip, to take my brother-in-law and my sister to see. And so this is the colorway I picked up, and it's a fingering weight yarn. It's beautiful. It's 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. So this would actually make a really great pair of socks. So maybe I will look for, since I'm knitting socks now, maybe I can look for a fun seaside themed sock to make for myself or my sister even, just as a little memory from our time there. So that's one thing that I purchased. When we were there, I told you Bruce's Candy Kitchen is in Cannon Beach, Oregon, and of course it's, I think, the most famous thing that they have there is their saltwater taffy. So, sorry, there's this big old crinkly bag. But when you're there, you have to get saltwater taffy, and I did, and my children have clearly gotten into this bag because it was a lot fuller than this. But they have every flavor you can ever imagine, and it's all made right there. You can watch them roll it and pull it and package it. They have free samples, and it's so good. It's all so delicious. So definitely we got the saltwater taffy. Yes, yes, you can have one. Okay, he's right there, so you may as well. Okay, one. Pick one. So we got the saltwater taffy from the coast. And then that was really the only yarn shop I dragged my family into, but it was so worth it. Coastal Yarns was such a beautiful shop. I cannot wait to go back. It was such a cool shop. So once my family had finished their time here, and I had taken them to the airport, I was feeling the, depression that sets in after I have to say goodbye to my loved ones. I decided to cheer myself up and go to my favorite local yarn shop, Blizzard Yarn and Fiber. And when I was in there, I just was there wasn't anything specific I was looking for. It was more, I just wanted some ideas. Oh man, I hope I pulled out, yes. When I was in there though, I was talking to one of the gals, and was talking to her about actually the knit along for the, thank you, I'm just gonna put it right here, when we made the night shift shawl, and I was saying, it was so much fun, I loved it, I'd love to make another one, but I have so much leftover yarn, I don't know what to do with it. And she said, oh my goodness, hold on. And so we ran over to the computer together, and she showed me this. Someone has designed, I wish, and I don't know her name right this minute, a night shift inspired mitt to use your leftover yarn from the night shift. It is a free pattern on Ravelry, so I will definitely put the link in the description below. But oh my goodness, I can't wait. That's so perfect to make some matching mitts for my shawl. I I can't wait. That's going to be so much fun. So exciting. Glad I had this right here. But also while I was in the shop, I picked that up. She was so sweet. She printed it off for me. I was like, well, you know, I am starting in on the socks. Maybe I'll look for a sock yarn. So I was looking around and there was lots of options, you know, to make socks. But I wanted something a little bit different. So I happened to see this. And I love self-striping yarn. So I'm not certain what that brand is. On something. Live? I don't know. Online? Could it be online? Maybe? But it's the Superstock Merino color. There's 150 grams in here. It is merino. Okay, I'm guessing 75% merino, 25% polyamide, which is nylon. And then it has a suggested needle size of 3 to 4, I believe. Because when I was in there, something that I don't have is a size 3 on a 40-inch cable. So I picked those up as well so I can make myself some self-striping socks. Y'all, I'm on a sock kick. So I don't know, I'll most likely do this one first before I dive into my sneaker waves. Yeah, so Blizzard yarn and fiber. Picked up a couple little things there, just a little stash enhancement. And then I showed you my little unicorn kit. That's all I have for stash enhancement this time around. But I will let you know, if you are a local Pacific Northwesterner, if you're in Oregon or Washington, I would say, the Slow Yarn Crawl is coming up. It starts May 24th through September 2nd, and I am fully intending to travel and visit every single yarn shop. I want to go to every single one. Somehow, I want to make it work. But the theme this year is called Road Trippin', which I would absolutely be doing, traveling to all these. But I also wanted to let you know, even if you are not a Pacific Northwestern local person, you can still do the knit along or the crochet along. They have the patterns going up right now on Ravelry for sale. They're $6 for the knit pattern. I know, I'm not certain about the crochet, but it's $6 for the knit pattern, and it's a mystery knit along, and the first clue comes out May 1st. So I wanted to let you know now so that, you know, even if you're not local, you can still get in on a knit along. They're so much fun, and everyone in the chats are so sweet. So there's a clue coming out May 1st, May 8th, and May 15th. And I believe the pattern is for a cowl. I read in the description it described a cowl, but it didn't like go into too much detail because it's a mystery. That's what makes it fun. So go check that out. I'll put the link in the description so you can go check it out. And that's all I have. Yay! Coffee. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed our time together. I've had a blast. I will try to check in again next week. I don't know for sure that I will have anything new to really show you other than hopefully at least one finished item with my little socks. And then some progress made on hopefully my Cozy Memories blanket, and hopefully something new cast on. So we'll just have to see what it is. All right, I hope you guys come back next time, and I hope you have a fantastic week and weekend, and just be kind to each other, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. All right, bye guys.
Bye.